Hello, and you are welcome back to north3schools.org. On our previous lessons, we learned about some basic programming languages that exist in the world and which one you would prefer to choose in the course of our programming. And we learned about HTML, we learned about CSS, and we learned about JavaScript, in which we said earlier JavaScript is not going to be a part of our discussion. We talk about PHP, and we will also learn about MySQL. Now, for our lessons today, we are going to learn about the first steps during our web programming languages. And our first language we are going to learn is the basic language, which is the HTML, the hypertext markup language. This is our basic language we are going to learn for today. For hypertext markup language, before any programmer should start programming, anybody should start developing, there is what we refer to as CMS, which is content management systems. As CMS. When we say content management systems or CMS, we are talking about the platforms which is going to allow us to do all our coding, where we are going to manage our content, where our codes are going to be written. So without this CMS or the content management system, there is no way we can be able to develop or write our code or our programs. So we will talk about some basic CMS we should have before we can start up with our development. It should not seem to you as something so big or large. CMS simply means text editors, where we'll be doing our codes, and when we need to update our codes, we will still come back to these text editors so that we will be able to render our code just as we want it to be. So the basic CMS we want to know about comes with our Windows installed. Any operating system that you are using already comes with the basic CMS, which is the Notepad. So one basic CMS you should know is the Notepad, which at least every computer should have. So everybody should have this basic content management system. And the advanced one is the Notepad++. You can get it from the notepad++.com. When you get there, you can have the latest version of Notepad to download. You can also have Adobe Dreamweaver, you can have NetBeans, Kamodo, and a whole lot of them. There are millions and tons of these CMS you can download for free, and you can as well update or upgrade to buy the premium versions of them so that you can use. And another version I will talk about is Sublime Text. And as at the time I was writing this tutorial, the current version of Sublime Text or Sublime Text 3. So you can get Sublime Text 3, and this is what I'll be using for the rest of the course. And everything that I'll be doing, I'll be using Sublime Text 3. But feel free to choose any kind of text editor, supposing or just in case that suits you best or you prefer it best. There is no limit as to what kind of content management system you want to choose for your program. And for now, you can see that This interface is Sublime Text. I'm working on the Sublime Text interface. I downloaded it from sublimetext.org. Sorry, sublimetext.com. You go to sublimetext.com, you can get the latest version, then download, install on your computer. It is free. I'm using the free version, so you can use it the same way I am using. You can go to preferences and change the color scheme to any one of the colors that you prefer to use best. So for the rest of the course I'll be sticking to this color for the rest of the course. Now, before everything at all, I want us to start with Notepad, so that go to the start of your menu and click on Notepad. After you have clicked on Notepad, you can have your Notepad like this, and you can be using your Notepad here and there. But before then, I have some few things I would want to talk about before I will use the Notepad. So let me close the Notepad for now. So this CMS is all available. You can go back to it. For now, I'm going to talk about HTML, which is the hypertext markup language. What at all is HTML? HTML means, or HTML is a connection of tags, and the tags is simply the less than and the greater than sign. This is as simple as that. Tags, the connection of tags. I have connected two symbols together as a less than sign. This is the less than sign, and this is the greater than sign. So these tags come together, and we are able to render an HTML document. And we also have another tag like this. So this is known as the opening tag, and this is also known as the closing tag. So you can know about this as the opening HTML tag, and this is closing HTML tag. So this is known as the opening tag, and this is known as the closing tag. Now, there are differences between an opening tag and a closing tag. You can see for yourself that this opening tag has no forward slash inside of it. It is left blank. It is only this less than sign and greater than sign which has been put together without a forward slash. But the closing tag has a forward slash. You must know this, not a backslash. If you're using a backslash, then you're mistaking the program for something else, which is not going to get the job done for you. So you must always stick to using the forward slash, which is the appropriate way to do your code. If you're using the backslash, you'll be running into problems and you're not going to get your job done. So always remember to use a forward slash to close off your tags. So this is all about the first steps you should get inside of your mind when it comes to basic structure of HTML code that you would always be writing. This is the opening tag, and this the closing tag. Now, what do we mean about tag? And tag, as in the case of closing and opening tag, this is what HTML uses in rendering its pages. Tags gives a set of instructions to the web page. When you have a tag in your HTML web page can mean to HTML that you want to have a paragraph, you want to write your work in HTML, and the tag tells which part of the HTML web document is in the body, which of the web document part should be on the title, and this is basically what tags is all about. Before you start everything in HTML, what you must remind yourself of constantly is that you must always write HTML in the opening tag, with the less than sign and the greater than sign. You must have HTML coming in between these symbols, and you must always remember to have HTML as well in the closing one. The tag, the forward slash, must always be at the beginning of a new tag or a closing tag. So in this element, the HTML element, the opening tag HTML element must have a closing tag at all times. So let's consider this as a full human being. Let's understand it from that point of view, that HTML stands as a human being, and this human being, as every normal human being should have, you have a head and you should have a body as well. You should have a head and you should have a body as well. And always the head should be at the top and the body should be down, or the head must always come before the body. That's how the human body is exactly like. You cannot have your foot or the rest of your body appearing before your head comes down. No, that is not how it is meant to be. It's the same thing with HTML. The full human being, which is HTML, and also you can also understand it as a container, and it contains the head and the body. There is nothing wrong about aligning them together this way, rendering them inline. When it is like this, it is the same thing and it means the same thing, but because you will be writing a lot of content, and when you do it this way, it's very difficult to read. You should break down all these ones into separate lines so that you are able to see clearly exactly what you are doing. So you have the head, the opening head tag, and you have the closing head tag, and you have the body which closes and the body which opens, and you must always remember to end with a forward slash which closes our HTML tag. Now inside the head we should also have a title. The head section also contains the title element, and the title elements contains the text which is supposed to be displayed on our web page, the title bar of our web page. So when you go to every web page on every web browser, you can have a title bar, and the title bar is the utmost part of the web page, and you can see it displayed there. So anything you write inside of title is supposed to be displayed over there, and in our examples we are going to see what exactly I mean by title displaying in a title bar. For example, if you have this as Node 3 tutorials, Node 3 tats as our title, it is going to be displayed on the title bar for us to see that this is our title. Because we will be writing a lot of content for our body section of our HTML page, we should be able to break it down this way for us to see how it is going to be looking like. And now you can see that I have left off some spaces in here so that my markup is readable and presentable, and it's very easy for you to see and read it at every point in time. So